Hey guys, so Love and Marriage Huntsville premiered last night and it was so good. And so I just want to talk about it for a little bit. Okay, so we just gonna get into this really quick. All right, so we start the season out catching up with Tisha and Marsau, and Tisha is doing commercial real estate now and doing what she wants, but it seems like they're still trying to figure out like how to balance everything. So Tisha brings up moving her mom in, Wanda, which we saw Wanda last season. Love Wanda. Wanda gonna come in and steal the show most likely. But and while Marsau thinks that this is gonna work, with him not being at home, he's more so concerned about when he comes home, how that dynamic is going to work with Miss Wanda being in the house. I guess we're going to see what happens. So next we meet up with Kimmy and Reese, and they are at the safari in Huntsville. Okay. So I live in Alabama and everything. I had no idea that even existed up there. And like when I would see people riding through the safari that live here, like in Alabama, and like people I follow on Snapchat, Instagram, like I thought that they were like on some vacation off in Africa or somewhere. I didn't know that existed in little Huntsville, but I also don't get out and I can be a little bit slow at times, so there's that. So with this set of Scots, there also seems to be a balance issue, and their balance problem seems to be with Reese being in law school, and personally knowing some people that date or have dated people in law school, that can really put a strain on the relationship. And just to kind of elaborate with that, like, I love me some Kimmy and Reese. They low-key my favorite couple on the show. The only thing that is a little bit concerning about them, it does seem like they are at different points in life. Well, I'm not going to say different points in life. I think that they are in different points maybe in career. I don't know. It seems like Kimmy is almost at the point where she's just, ready to kick back. And Reese is at the point where, he's in law school. So he's about to start a whole nother side of his career. And then I guess what we're going to get into later with his son potentially moving in. I feel like Kimmy's kind of feeling like, okay, here I am kind of start all over again. But I guess we're going to see how that plays out in the season. While they down to the safari, they also touch on the comeback group a little because Mel is throwing a party that Kimmy is going to go to. But, okay, look. At this point, from what it looks like, the Scots just may need to be frozen and let it go. And just let the comeback group go. I don't know, branch off and do their own thing, because clearly, from what I've been following on Instagram, child, and the Twitters, the Holts have moved on, baby. They done built two houses, two beautiful houses. And, maybe everybody just can't work together. Maybe they need to work on the foundations of their friendship. I don't know. But at this point, it just seems like we need to give the comeback group a rest. Yeah. Or maybe the comeback group can proceed and move on without the Holts. I don't know. I don't know if there's legal stuff involved with the name. I guess we'll see how that works out too. So now we catch up with Mel, and she tells us that when they were getting ready to go out of town, her and Martell, that Martell gets a call from a private number, and it's old girl, old girl, that old girl. And that clearly put Mel back in a place of not trusting Martell. And so now she's weighing her options of what she wants to do in the relationship. At this point in my life, I've seen a lot and seen what people go through in relationships. And it can be difficult to even keep the most loving relationship together, but you just don't know what you're going to do until you're in it. And so if you looking at Mel talking about, oh, she need to go this, that, and the other, if you ain't been through it, just shut up, because you don't know, child. And they have kids, business, properties, like they have a lot that would have to be like sorted out and untangled. And I think sometimes people are just like, look, maybe we can make an arrangement and deal with however we need to deal with, but I don't feel like breaking all this shit apart. I don't know. Again, we're gonna see how this plays out. So next we go to Martell, and he is down to the psychologist's office, Dr. Francis, and he tells Dr. Francis that there was infidelity and retells the story of old girl calling him when him and Mel were riding to Atlanta. But then we go from Dr. Francis' office to Mel, and she is literally strutting into the divorce attorney's office. And we cut back and forth between the attorney's office and Dr. Francis' office. And Mel is getting her options while Dr. Francis is getting Martell together in the most doctorly way that he can. And he called Martell out on not owning his behavior. And Martell told him that Mel was doing everything that she was supposed to do or needed to do for him, that he was just greedy and he wanted more. And that's it. One thing I did find very interesting when he was talking about, well, going back to blaming other people, and he was talking about he started hanging out with people that was cheating, and so he figured, why not? This was interesting to me because later Tisha and her confessional was talking about how, and I hope I'm getting this right, I believe she said that they started hanging with the Holts around the time when the cheating started. So she didn't know if Mel was deflecting her cheating anger on them, because when they started hanging, that's when it started. And I'm trying to figure out if this is like foreshadowing. Was it the Scott brothers or one of the brothers that was a bad influence, just from some things that seem like they're going to shake next week? And so Dr. Francis is asking him, why old girl? Why her? And Martell said he don't know, because old girl was a peasant and low class. My mouth dropped. Like, and the way Dr. Francis was looking at Martell was the way I was looking. Like, damn, he really did just say that. Not trying to defend her or anything, but if old girl watching this, I just hope nothing pops off, because if she is as low class as he says that she is, he could potentially walk outside to bust the windows of 4 flats. I'm just saying. We had Mel's event, Mimosas with Mel. Let me just say this. Last season, when the show premiered, I felt the way about Mel. I did. When the show started, I felt like she was putting on, and something just felt fake. Well, you know, people have the right to evolve, and people have the right to evolve in their thinking as well. But I love now how transparent Mel is with what is going on, not only in her relationship, but what's going on with her emotions as well. Her and Kimmy talk for a second, and Kimmy compliments her on the venue, and Mel gets in that little shade. Yeah, this might be where my second wedding at, child. Mel was just a whole shade tree. She had shade for everybody. She was not discriminated, and I was completely here for it. But Kimmy brings up the comeback group, and they needing to sit down and talk about that. But Mel does tell Kimmy that she thinks that they should do their own things. And look, in Mel's defense, she already worked with Martell and probably having to fight the urge to bust him in the head every damn day. And she can probably only deal with so much, of any kind of relationship strife, having to deal with that in the workplace as well. So just let Mel be with her feelings at this moment. This drink. Kimmy fills Tisha in on the Moses event, and they start discussing their issues that they have with Mel, and that the friendship seems to be one-sided. And Tisha tells us that she had family members die and Mel didn't reach out, and she feels some type of way. But I mean, hell, she said that she felt like their relationship was over anyway. Their friendship was over. So I guess she knows what type of way to feel, child. So it ain't no type of way. She just said that it's over. So after that, we bounce over to Reese and Marcel. And Marcel is just rehashing his issues that he has with Tisha to Reese. Reese looking at him like he crazy. Basically telling him he gonna have to get over it and just adjust and change. Blah, 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 blase, blase. Not that they boring or anything, but child, we got to get to this bedroom, okay? Got to move this along. We at the Holtz house. Martell walks in the bedroom, and Mel is like, why are you still here? He's talking about how he can't be someone that he hasn't seen because he didn't have a positive father influence in his life, and he wasn't really coached on how to be that type of man. And Mel ain't hearing it. She just want him to get out.
Get your shit! Get your shit! And get out!
Yeah, and I think I said this last season. Whenever Mel and Martell are in their bedroom, it's about to be an intense argument. That wasn't any putting on or doing it for the camera. This was like real, raw emotion. And that is why I feel like this is like the best unscripted show on television right now. Yeah, what an opener to the season. If it opened like this, I'm excited to see where we are going to go. And next week, child, you know what? I ain't even gonna get into it. We just gonna deal with that when it gets here, because it looks like the pot of Lipton is about to boil over. But I'll see y'all next week. Bye.